Hi everyone, I want to thank you for watching my video. I'm going to be talking about my targeting that has been going on since 2021, October 21. Um, One of the things I started my first original video was the physical effects that have been happening to me, the ones that you can't deny, obviously. And it's my hair loss. You can see my hair. I was bald last summer right here. I wasn't bald, but I had like a big patch here and then a hard patch here, and then it was all scattered around my head. Um, you know what? I'm gonna actually research what part of the brain is these areas. You know what? I that is such a good idea. You know, why are these people looking at these? Or I don't even know. Anyways, that's research idea for me in the future. What part of the brain is under my hair that I don't have hair at? Because that's probably what they were aiming at. And I'm pretty sure the motor cortex is right here. Correcting me if I'm wrong. And motor cortex controls your your movement. So, anyways, that could just be random spotting. Anyways, so I had thyroid problems, which is all due to the radio frequencies, and a lot of TIs probably report that too. I had excessive hair loss, and I'm only 21. I thought um, I thought it was due to I thought it was due to what's it called, to stress, but I was only 24, and I've never had problems with what is it called, hair loss like that. And it doesn't run in my family. Thyroid problems, and I'm anyways. Oh yeah, I've been getting targeted. What I think happened to me when weird things happening started happening to me was when I had that the COVID shot. That's when weird things started happening to me. Oops. When weird things started happening to me, I remember that uh, everybody told me, "Kate, don't do it. You know, they're trying to kill us. You know, blah blah blah. Uh, ethnic people, blah 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 blah. They're gonna, try to kill us. Organ failure. Don't do it, Kate." But I don't blame myself for having gotten the COVID shot because one, they told me, don't if you don't get it, you're gonna get fired. So, and I just started my nursing career as a nursing aide. So I was mm, I was just starting nursing. I was a freshman or a sophomore in college. So I was obviously not going to, you know, stop a little shot from me not working. Does anybody know what is in the what's it called in the COVID shot? mRNA. mRNA is, I'm gonna go look at a definition of mRNA. Define mRNA. This is the second or third time I record this, and I'm kind of glad I had to re-record it because after I had to go get um I didn't have to, but I went to the pantry, and people were repeating my thoughts back to me under their breath. So yeah, I am being stalked. mRNA is a genetic molecule that acts as a blueprint. It carries instructions from your DNA, making factories to building to keep your body functioning. That's just like the first mRNA ever in history that let's just, and for people that don't understand what an mRNA is, it's nothing normal. mRNA Look, in order to control your head, right? If you look this up, you need to have a virus. If you look up how the basis of mind control, you need to have a virus. And then it goes, you instruct the virus, go to this part of the brain, blah, 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 do whatever you want with it. I'm not a bioengineer, but I want to study that so I can understand what's going on with me, so I can understand myself better and maybe come up with a solution to help myself. But anyway, so you need to do that. You need to inject a person. After that, you can use magnets to control that person. How does that apply to real life situations? You want to start with COVID. You could start with COVID shots, right? You have the RNA in your body system, right? After that, you do that. I remember after I got the mRNA, I started feeling like stroke-like symptoms in my head. I had like my eyes were drooping. But I was a naive 20-year-old. You know what? It's just me stressed. I always blame the stress on myself. I was like, oh, it's me. But looking back at it, it's like all these things that are not normal that our government is doing to us. Because who else? Who designed the mRNA? Anyways, after that, I remember I had all the stroke-like systems. And the first time in my life, I was on TikTok and I was looking at something at my residence room because I was always working. And then I was looking at something. I don't remember what it was, but I remember, are they watching me through my eyes? And that was when I was a normal person. But I had already had that COVID shot. And this is my personal experience because I know of others that they don't have that what's it called, the COVID shot, and they still have these weird things happening to them that are not normal. Anyways, so we people like me, it's very, very, very common to commit suicide because the targeting is just so intense. You just have a whole community of people always harassing you. They don't know you, and then like they repeat your thoughts back to you and know very personal things. And I just want to know. I want whoever was watching this video, and I recorded this video for hopefully in the future. I just want to look back and be like, dang, Kate, you came back. You came a long way. I am so proud of you for doing all this. And then, yeah. So yeah, I'm doing this for myself, and also because people don't know my side. I'm always you know, I'm always the bad guy. Even though I'm the victim of this targeting. Well, my phone loads, I'm gonna tell you about my torture list. These are the things they do to me. First, they do the thought broadcast to everyone. And I'm being watched through my eyes. The street theater, and I'm always being put in setups. Being harassed and terrorized by my computer. Oh my god. By complete strangers. My phone's algorithm has been hacked for years. They control what I see, even what, talk through it. Yeah, they talk through my phone and they use it to harass me. They say stuff to me that makes me uncomfortable and uneasy, and they use it to get a reaction out of me. Talking to other TIs, they know what you're thinking about, right? Oh, right now I'm going on TikTok and they're putting weird things. They put weird things on my stuff, They, to scare me, Scary tactics to keep the person on edge. And it's not loading. But it was the venom, scary stuff to get me on, People may ask themselves, why does she always have anxiety? Why is she always on the edge? Because they're doing these harassment, constant harassment. the cosmic stalking, and all of this, what all the things that they're doing to me is 100% illegal, and they're not ready for that conversation. They're not ready um, to face the consequences of their own actions. They take advantage of my kindness because, and I ignore things a lot too because they're very, very, very evil to me. And why are they evil to me? They have put me in setups that, for example, let's see. One example is everybody's like mean to me. And they like try to use an excuse, and I'm like, I obviously don't say anything. I just listen, and I'm probably gonna make me lose my hearing on purpose because I just don't want to listen to these people anymore. It's so toxic to my well-being. But what they say is like, I know what you did last night. One time I was on the phone, and I'm so glad I recorded this. They were telling me, oh yeah, you were watching Sabrina Wallace videos last night. And mind you, like, nobody's here. I live by myself. So how did they know that? And why did they feel comfortable terrorizing my life like that? Why did you want to let me know that you're being watched, Kate? By the way, don't forget that. That's terrorism. Here, let me look it up. Is it illegal? This ain't illegal. Stop. Stop. So sorry. Yes, stalking is illegal and a criminal offense in all 50 states. Unwanted communication, repeated text messages, phone calls, emails, physically following, repeatedly watching, following, or showing up to an invited person's home, workplace, or other locations. Using the internet. That's how they harass me. My handlers, social media, and to monitor, harass, or threaten someone. Harassment and intimidation, sending unwanted videos, vandalism, etc., etc., etc. It's illegal to stalk someone and then tell them about it. About it. And I believe that's a felony. See, yes, stalking someone and then telling them about it is highly illegal. Stalking is, yeah, they're stalking me, so they tell me, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I was watching you last night, yeah, I know about this, yeah, okay, I know all about that, let you know, Kate, we're watching you, don't forget that. That is terrorism. That is stalking, and that is 100% illegal. But they're not ready for that conversation. Never will you meet a stalker that owns up to stalking someone. And I'm trying to keep this video short because my first video was 1 hour. Anyways. So right now I have a court case, right? For domestic violence. They watched me, uh, fight my ex-husband, through my eyes. And I got arrested despite him having broken into the door, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So one, they watched me through my eyes. They hear my thoughts. I'm so disappointed in the Lancaster district. I don't even know what kind of court it is. Lancaster Court, the one on South 10th Street in the center of Lincoln. I am so disappointed in the corruption because I am so disappointed in these judges that are watching me. They're hearing my thoughts in real life. They can. I know they can hear me because I'm gonna try to see if I can get a recording of the court cases, because they answer my thoughts, and they They literally interact with myself, and I'm not talking to them. I'm like, this is my brain. You see this skull? This is not yours. This is mine. You never asked permission to enter my brain. So, is it illegal? I need to see my search history. What is it, Saturday? Sorry, I just kind of forget things, so I'm gonna look back what I type. Oh shit, did I use Google? Oh yes, I did use Google. So yeah, they don't need anything really to read your mind. For example, the mRNA, like I said, it interacts with the 5G towers, and it doesn't need magnets like TMS. They penetrate your skull. They don't, if it's strong enough, it penetrates your brain, stimulates it. So mind control is real. Oh, here it is. Is it illegal? Is it legal to read someone's mind in court? Mind reading devices are generally considered unconstitutional in court because they violate the self-incrimination clause, which protects you can't incriminate yourself. A modest defense of mind reading. And this is what I mean by I am not going to get a fair trial because these people are reading my mind in court, and then they're literally stalking me. When a judge sees an injustice and does not act, it can undermine the integrity of the judicial system and erode public trust in the courts. They have ethical duty to uphold justice, and failing to address injustices can lead to accountability issues. So we're going back to the mind reading. So my lawyer, Justin Cook, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna show you pictures of these people because they like to read my mind. I'm gonna talk bad about them. What's the worst they can do? They're already reading my mind. Actually, so yeah, it's Judge Acton out of Lancaster District Court, and then my lawyer that I refused to give any more money to, Justin Cook. He's reading my mind, right? He knew that I was gonna ask him for help, and he's like, make sure you take your medicine and all these things. Oh, this is this is what I'm talking about. They do a lot of things like TIs, you know, they say things, they say the right things, the right signs, um, things to you that will induce a thought in you that will make you react in a certain way, because they're literally in your head. What I noticed that they do is they literally can bother my head, and they're like, oh yeah, she's gonna do this and she's gonna grab this because they're literally in my head. They're borrowing my head to tell my future. For example, I I am put in the situation of I'm on the side of the road and I have a flat tire, for example. That could be something that could happen in the near future for me because of my tire. Anyways, and they know that I have tire problems. This person can people can grab my head. They can be like, oh, I wonder what she's gonna do. You don't have to wonder. You can just grab her head, grab her thoughts, and because they have my head, my whole mind mapped, and they're like, oh yeah, I know how she's gonna react. So they probably, the reason why they're evil, they always pick the worst situations for me to be put in so I can commit suicide. Right? Why do they want me to commit suicide? Because my stepdad doesn't want anyone to know what he did to me, because my stepdad, Marcelino Ramirez, he's the one that did this to me. And why they did this to me? He said that because I didn't let him be with my mom. And yeah. So yeah, these people are doing all these things to me, and they try to justify it. Like, I'm pretty sure if they were honest with themselves, none of them would be wanting to be in my situation, because this isn't a living. I had a. They told me I was a felon, that I committed a crime. Yeah, didn't commit a crime, and almost 6 years later, I'm not a felon. You lied to me. And this is what happens when you trust your government too much. You put it on freaking human experimentation, MK Ultra stuff. But yeah, so I have the COVID shot, and I put it 3 times. First time, don't blame myself, because I was kind of forced. The other two, I'm kind of responsible for not doing my research. What is mRNA? I don't know. I was only not 20 years old. And thanks to Sabrina Wallace for telling us about the W band. A W band is the Internet of Bodies. Basically, your body is uploaded to the cloud. What does that mean? That means that they have autonomous control over your body. When I committed suicide in November 2025, and I survived it. My handlers brought me back to life. I don't know why. To keep me torturing, because that's what they did to me anyways. And I remember my husband, he told me through the phone at the psych ward, because I committed suicide, I had to go there for 2 weeks by law. And then I had to, he told me through the phone, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't have feelings for my husband anymore, ex-husband. But he was cheating on me with this girl. And I don't have feelings for him anymore. So yeah, I remember I went to my room in the psych ward, and I sat down, and I was crying, my eyes out. And then I laid down in my bed, and then I told myself with my mouth, you're gonna feel a burn sensation in your arm. And I put attention to my surroundings. I had a glass window. So pretend this is a glass window, right? And then like in the corner over here, like not too far, like not more than like half a mile, you could see a 5G tower. And then the tower, I'm pretty sure, 100% sure now, thanks to the CIA whistleblower, they emitted microwave weapons on me, and they burned me. And they manipulated my own body to tell myself, okay, you're gonna feel a burning sensation. I told myself, they mind controlled me to tell myself, okay, you're gonna feel a burning sensation and this here. And then I answered myself too. I was like, nah. And then I felt, and then I heard a laser, it sounded like a laser. And then that wasn't enough for them. They burned my whole body for a good minute or two. And I couldn't sleep for a whole week, because I was so traumatized. I was like, dude, what if I go to sleep? Because I was about to fall asleep, because and then they burned me, and so I was so scared to go to sleep because they was just so traumatizing. And I'm pretty sure you can adjust how strong it is. Let me see if I can find a video.
These directed beams into people's windows at levels that we do not allow in our labs, in our safety labs. This is absolutely absurd, and the FCC shrugged it off and said, this isn't an issue we need to be discussing today.
Thank you.
I'm gonna replay it again. So yeah, this guy just
Cells.
he
Look, we are forcing these directed beams into people's windows at levels that we do not allow in our labs, in our safety labs. This is absolutely absurd, and the FCC shrugged it off and said this isn't an issue we need to be discussing today.
Thank you.
So yeah, I was burned. I don't know what level I was fucking burned. They burned me. I was traumatized. I couldn't sleep for a week, for a week for sure, and then maybe a couple weeks. And so yeah, they were doing that to me, and sorry. So it burned me with microwave weapons. Not too long ago, about 2 days ago, I was on my phone. I felt this burning sensation. It wasn't as strong, but I felt it in my hands. But it was strong enough for me to drop my phone. I dropped my phone because it was painful, and my hand twitched, and I don't know. It just hurt, and I just stopped what I was doing, which is holding my phone, and I felt a burning sensation on my hand. And then one time I was driving, and then I started feeling a burning sensation in my arm right here. But these times were as intense as one time, and I remember hearing the laser, and it is coming from those 5G towers, They are burning me with 5G tower directed energy weapons, What else did I want to talk about? I have these really weird dreams sometimes. Let me see if I can find it. You apparently can control your dreams now. So there's this thing called Prophet AI, Mrna technology that is induced and stabilized lucid dreaming. Stimulates the prefrontal cortex during REM sleep. Oops. I guess we can watch a video. Why not?
They just came out with a device that lets you control your dreams. So if you don't know what a lucid dream is, think of it as like a dream. You can kind of control everything that happens. It's like playing the world's most realistic virtual reality game. So not only would you be getting restorative sleep, you're sleeping like normal, but with lucid dreaming, you're able to live a second life during that sleep that you can fully control. You can go on Reddit and read about how people go to Hogwarts Castle and stuff like that. There is literally no limit. The limit is your imagination. You can be a superhero, bro. You could be Homelander going through buildings. And it's so weird that 1 or 2 times I've had it, your brain knows you're dreaming, but you fully are immersed. You fully believe it. You can feel things. You can smell things. It's like real life. So this is called prophetic, and I was just made aware of this today. Apparently, it's a headband that you plug in while you're sleeping. And by using some kind of ultrasonic beams that are going into your brain, it allows you to have lucid dreams.
Okay, I want to stop right there and go back to those 5G towers. You know those 5G towers are directed energy weapons, right? Do you know what a directed energy weapon is? So I was telling you how they can burn me, right? You can literally send a microwave through your window, zap you. What is stopping them from zapping you with those ultrasonic beams to your head, to control your head? Okay. You're not ready for that conversation, right? mRNA in my blood, are you not ready for that? You're not ready for that conversation, right? What did you do? What do you put in the Pfizer shot? You're not ready. You're not ready for that conversation, Why are those 5G towers, emitting microwave weapons, It's all, it's all connected, We're always in these grids. Everywhere I go, I see a 5G tower. One time I was driving home to work, and I saw 2, and they were like right next to each other. I'm like, these things are not making our phone faster, It's like crowd control. And that's my opinion, you know? And then my opinion has a lot of proof. So yeah. Trying to keep this short because then I talk a lot. So what happened to me is I got injected with the N3 what is it called? What's it called? N3 neurons, right? I got injected with that, or my W band was hacked. But yeah, those things are affecting me, you know. And I'm not telling you that when they made me talk, that was the one time I noticed that I had another instance, but I'm not 100% sure. You don't notice that you're being, you know, manipulated. You just but yeah. What else? So I wanted to show you the stuff that my parents have said to me. And the who did this to me is Marcelino Ramirez, and then he lied to me. He said that the handler, the one that does says has access to this technology. He said that he did it. They got paid. This person got paid to do this to me. Interesting points right here. He says that he's a police officer, federal officer of some sort, and that I can't do nothing to him, right? And he might be right because I looked it up and you can investigate FBI agents or whatever, right? Okay. But so they hired for what, and I know for a fact they hired what's it called? Private investigator on me because I was already being stalked. And you can just tell when you're being stalked because people just know things that they shouldn't know about your daily life. You know, they'd be repeating things about you. People, my sister told me, oh yeah, did you know mom goes into your room when you're not there? And I was having, my mom is like, I'm gonna make a separate video. My mom is jealousy towards me. And I'm not just saying she's jealous of me, I'm gonna prove it to you, make you think that. Maybe see my points why I think that. Anyways. So they were breaking into my room at my house, looking through my shit, and then I would have my coworkers at UNL, the UNL Bond Center. They were telling me, "Oh, you like Thomas Ray," and then all those things, and I was like, "How do they know that?" Marcelino Ramirez and Denise Morales were actively going through my private stuff in my room. So yeah, there you go. Let's look it up. Is it legal to go through someone's stuff? And I don't know. I already know what they're gonna be like. Well, you're my daughter. I can do whatever I want with you. I'm not your, you know. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Making someone a TI is a human experimentation. That is not good. No bueno. Well, it says it's not generally illegal to go through someone's stuff. Depends on the circumstances. Oh, it's a trespassing. That's a trespassing charge, you know? There. Let's put in their private room. Let's see. So that's where we're breaking into my room. Unauthorized entry. Even if with a valid note to enter the room, they don't have the right to open your drawers, look through your boxes, or personal items. Invasion of privacy. This is a civil matter. Invasive trespassing and invasion of privacy. So it's not a big deal, but it's still illegal, you know? But yeah. So I'm gonna make a special video about my mom's actions, how she is towards me, and I'm gonna show you why I think she is like this to me in a certain way, blah blah blah. Because I'm gonna talk too much. And then next I want to talk about the things they have said to me, my parents. So going back to when I committed suicide, my mom, she basically confessed what she did to me. She said, we speak Spanish. Yo no quería hacerle eso porque le iba a afectar toda su vida, pero Brenda Zúñiga me dijo que lo hiciera. And that's what my mom said when I woke up from suicide in Omaha, Nebraska. I was flown from an what's it called, helicopter to Omaha. Why did they bring me back to life? I don't know. And my mom said oh right, sorry, I have to translate it. I didn't want to do this to her because it was gonna affect her all her life. But Brenda Sunika, which was her best friend, she stopped talking to her because uh, she is apparently scared of me. And she's the one that told my mom to do this to me. Okay, that's why she scared me. Me dijo, she told me to do that to her. And then she said, "Soy un monstruo," which means I'm a monster. Denise Mireles. Sabe que hace mí knowing que ya la vi muertita y aún así no la voy a dejar en paz. She knows that I saw her, as in me, dead, and even then I'm not gonna leave her alone. Voy a hacer que su hija, as in my daughter, me ayude a matarla. Marcelino, I'm gonna make her daughter, as in my daughter, help me kill her, as in me. Kill me. My daughter helped kill me. That's what they wanted to do. Yo no quiero que nadie sepa que yo le hice eso. I don't want anyone to know that I did that to her. Marcelino said that. And then by summer 2022, Marcelino told his workers that he did this to me because I was mean to him. Oh, I'm gonna make another video about Marcelino. I'm gonna make specific videos about all these people so I don't have to talk too much. And they wanted to give me cancer too. Cáncer, no le voy a hacer eso porque ellos saben. Cancer, I'm not gonna give that to her because they know. As the people, my gang suckers know about it, you know. You can pay 3,000. You can pay 3,000 to inject people with cancer apparently. So yeah. So that's great, right? My own mother wanted to inject with Kate, wanted to inject Kate with cancer. Thanks, Mom. So thoughtful of you. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go outside, guys, and I'm gonna have my gang stalkers repeating my thoughts to me. That's my daily life. Daily life as a targeted individual. Lincoln, Nebraska. Uh, every time I make a video, I'm gonna make a section where I give advice to other people like me. And we are all targeted and tortured in different manners, tailored to your fears and all that stuff. And I think that's why they did this to me, because I'm an anxious person. And so one of the ways they targeted me is hacking my shit. They hacked my shit, so I bought this Pico W2. So they hack my ads and target me through the ads, harassing me and all that shit. I kind of was being lazy today, but I work a lot, so I don't really blame myself. I'm tired. And what else? Advice, metal detoxing, going back to those 5G towers, let's, if, so we can be burned, right? And if you have metals in your body, what does that mean? You can be burned at higher rates. For example, if you put a fucking aluminum paper in the microwave, what happens to that? It lights on fire. They're literally lighting people on fire. With those metals in your body. I'm trying to there was this video I watched about this guy. I know, I'm sure they know. I'm sure the government or some government entity is behind these targeting programs. But he was talking to very suspicious. He's like, yeah, metal detox. He would be like, he was very careful in what he was saying. He'd just be like, he wasn't talking like me fluently. He would just be like, yeah, so be careful with that. Pause. Have a detox from metal. Pause. If you know what I mean. Pause. So, I'm pretty sure they know. How can you not know about 5G towers? Who put up the 5G towers? The government. And so yeah, what else? Detox. Oh yeah, collect evidence. I'm thinking of moving from Lincoln because I just don't want to be in this environment anymore. Uh, I have people always coming up to me and saying stuff to me that's hurtful, and my plan is to uh, collect evidence. One of the motivations why I would want to stay in Lincoln is to record these gang stalkers that have stalked me for years and years on end without any restriction or any slap in the face or any slap in the hand. Like, yesterday I was driving from break, and I made a note to myself on Alexa. They're watching me through my eyes, and I said, stay away from Facebook, Kate, because I just kind of forget things. You're being targeted. Don't go say don't go on Facebook, because these people hack your shit. And so I have to remind myself to not do that, right? Because I'm busy with my life. I have 2 jobs. And then well, I kid you not, I was driving, and then I was driving, and so let me just kind of draw it. So I was driving, right? This is me. Can you see it? This is me. This is another person. This is the intersection. Let's put and it was on red, right? Red light. It was a red light. And there was these people, we were all stopping here. This is a turning lane that way, they're going to turn that way. They were going to turn that way. And then these people go to the straight line. And then these people are going to turn that way, But there was no cars on this side. And then there was a gas station right here. I kid you not. There's this black man. He was driving, right? He's driving, blah, 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 blah. He didn't have any reason, but he stopped right here. He stopped right here. He looked at me. And he looked at me and he stared at me for like a good 10 seconds, right? After I wrote to myself, I was texting and driving, unfortunately, about, because I was on break. And don't go on Facebook, I told myself, right? Personal note on Alexa from Amazon. This guy stopped in his car right here. He looked at me. So he's just like, he looked at me, he's just like, and then he looked at me like to get out a reaction out of me. He's like, he like looked at me, and then I was like, you're watching me, huh? And then I took out my phone, and then he started driving away. So these gangsters have they have no shame, They have no shame. They're out here stalking Kate, and they don't give a fuck, And then he, after that, I pulled my phone out, he started laughing, and he drove away, right? But I just want you to know, he had no reason to stop right next to me, right? There's a whole space right here for a car to fit. Why did he have to stop right next to me, look at me like that, and then laugh? That's stalking, that's terrorism. And then, and I just kind of brushed it off, and after that, I kind of felt uncomfortable, right? But he had no reason to stop right next to me. He did it to make me uncomfortable, get a reaction out of me, So yeah, maybe even 2 cars fit in there, because these people can turn, and it's a red light, right? They can turn because, they're this is like you can go because this is a one-way street. You can go. Nobody is going to stop you there. But we had to stop, and he stopped right next to me when he had a whole space. He was just doing that to harass me. That's the type of harassment they do to me. You know. What else did I want to talk about? So yeah, the lawyer, Judge Acton, is letting me sit in front of him, and he's not being nice to me. Like, I'm fucking TI. He's reading my thoughts in court. He knows it's illegal. Like, he knows all these things, and he lets me sit in court. How am I not gonna say something? And then if you act out, you can go to jail. And I was just thinking to myself, like this isn't a great example how they're in my head. Like, I was thinking to myself, well, at least I'm being recorded. These people know what they're doing is wrong, and they still do it. And so last time I went to court, they started saying shit on purpose. I'm like, well, thank you for that, because that is just another harassment. Imagine the people that you expect to protect you are the ones harassing you. Do you know what a police officer is? It's a public servant, someone who's supposed to protect their community. And what happens when these people are the ones behind your targeting? I walk into the Lancaster County courts, and I have these sheriffs laughing and giggling at my personal thoughts. Like, what is going on here? Like, Lancaster County, you need to do better than this. If you are hearing someone's head inside of your head, you should question it. Apparently, I saw a video about a sheriff telling this guy that became a TI. He recorded him. He's like, don't worry, I'll be sure to add you to our watch list. So I am sorry, but I think the government is behind these things, human experimentation, and I know I know that, because I think in the beginning I had police officers stalking me. Why would a police officer participate in stalking someone? That's why I didn't know I was a TI for the longest time, because I had me really confused. I was like, why would a police officer stalk me? Did I do something wrong? And this is a girl that trusted the system. I thought I was wrong. I did something wrong. I was a felon. I never committed a felony. So yeah, they framed me for selling drugs, and I never sold drugs in my life. A lot of things I've never done in my life, accuse me of. I didn't, and they know I didn't, because they can watch us through our eyes. And they accuse me of a lot of stuff they know is not true. And even if they weren't watching me through my eyes, I didn't, I didn't, because I wanted something out of my life. I didn't want to be a lowlife. Okay, so I told you about all that. So yeah, my torture list. So yeah, I'm so glad the first video didn't work out, because I went to the food pantries. People were repeating my thoughts to me. That's crazy, like, what? There's another. What are you gonna do when you have a bunch of people? They probably think I'm the only person in this world that has their thought broadcasted. But no, there's more people, but they often commit suicide. It's just so intense. Like, I just until it happens to you, I understand why these people commit suicide. People are in your head. Like, whole community is harassing you. Nobody helps you. Like, you have police officers repeating your thoughts, you giggling about it. Like, that is like a very hopeless situation to be in. Like, I understand. I wish like I said, I thought it was under investigation. I might have done something wrong, and I just couldn't wrap my head, or I couldn't make logic out of it, you know? Like my stepdad likes to lie about, yeah, they did that to you for free. No, they didn't. They got paid off to do this to me. Like, somebody got paid to do this to me, you know? I'm trying to go on TikTok to show the other video about the other guy that is CTI like me. I tried to keep this short, but now I'm at 50 minutes. Oops. I literally, you want to know what my Facebook password is? I don't give a fuck, because these people log into my stuff. It's stay off my phone 25. Because these people log into my phone. A guy with a cone head looking ass profile picture logs into my Facebook. Oh, what the fuck? You know, they literally are doing so many things that are illegal. And blaming me that I'm the criminal, you know, like, you're doing all these fucked up shit to Kate, and you think it's okay, and you want to blame me. Like, this is a lot of I'm gonna make another video, probably keep it short. What the fudge? It's not working. What was I gonna do? I'm gonna make another video about all the things that all the laws they have violated to, you know, to make. Oh, that's me. What? What was I gonna say? Oh shit, I just blanked out. You know they can make make you blank out. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh man, might have to end the video, but I'm gonna try to add it towards the end. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pause it.